Hello fellas. Welcome back to Top 5 Choices. This is Haley from Top 5 Choices, and I hope you all are doing good. In today's video, I am going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best Samsung phones, 2022. After doing proper researches, we came to the conclusion that meets the best in terms of overall. Kindly leave a like if you find this helpful, and I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications if you haven't. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use it for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. We'll be back with more videos. The most noticeable change in the Samsung Galaxy S21 FE 5G compared to its predecessor is its design. This phone looks like an extension of the Galaxy S21 series thanks to the contour-cut shape of the rear camera module. However, unlike the S21 series, the cladding around the cameras is plastic and not metal, and it doesn't extend from the metal frame. The matte finish of the graphite color unit that I have looks a bit dull, but I'm sure the olive, lavender and white trims will liven things up. This phone looks good overall, and although the back panel is still plastic, it should offer better resilience to cracks if dropped, compared to glass. Another change that's not very apparent is weight. The Samsung Galaxy S20 FE 5G weighed 190 g, but the Galaxy S21 FE 5G is a lot lighter at 177 g, which many users will appreciate. Coupled with a thickness of just 7.9 mm and rounded edges everywhere, the Galaxy S21 FE 5G is a very comfortable phone to carry and use one-handed. The body is aluminum and the buttons along the right have a good tactile feel. There's no headphone jack or microSD card slot, but you get a dual nano SIM tray and a USB Type-C port on the bottom. The 6.4-inch AMOLED display is vibrant and has satisfying levels of brightness. It has a 120Hz peak refresh rate and Corning Gorilla Glass Victus for protection. The glass is flat, which makes usage a lot easier, but the edges of the front panel are very slightly curved to meet the sides and back, which adds to the in-hand comfort. The Samsung Galaxy S21 FE 5G has an in-display fingerprint sensor and face recognition for biometric authentication. A fingerprint is the quickest way to unlock this phone. Face recognition is a bit slow and doesn't work too well in the dark, unless you have the phone really close to your face. The Samsung Galaxy S21 FE 5G's packaging has also shed some weight as Samsung doesn't bundle a charger in the box anymore. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 looks very similar to its predecessor, except for a minor design change to the rear camera module. This phone is a little bit slimmer than its predecessor when unfolded, and the overall weight is a bit lower at 271 g versus 282 g, but it's still just as chunky in its folded state, and the two halves don't sit flush against each other, leaving a gap when the phone is closed. Samsung boasts that it is now using a stronger aluminum material for the chassis compared to the previous model. I like the fact that the frame and glass back panel have a matte finish, which contrasts well with the glossy hinge and outer display. One thing that I still have to get used to is just how slippery the entire body feels. Opening the Galaxy Fold 3 takes a bit of an effort due to the strong resistance of the hinge, and the slippery finish of the frame doesn't make this any easier. The outer display or cover screen on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 is more or less the same as it was on the Galaxy Z Fold 2, except that it now supports an adaptive 120Hz refresh rate. It's a 6.2-inch AMOLED panel with an HD Plus resolution, 2268 by 832, and Corning Gorilla Glass Victus. This display is bright and vibrant, and is useful for simple tasks such as scrolling through your Twitter feed or playing casual games, but it's not ideal for typing on unless you're a skilled swipe typer because of how narrow it is. There's a hole punch camera on the top, which can be masked by using smartly designed wallpapers. The main attraction is of course the folding 7.6-inch AMOLED display, which has a higher resolution of 2208 by 1768, along with HDR10 playback and a 120Hz refresh rate. More importantly, Samsung claims it has used a much stronger ultra-thin glass, UTG, over the AMOLED display, which should offer more durability. Samsung hasn't skimped on the specifications of the Galaxy Z Fold 3. You get a top-tier Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 SoC plus ample RAM and storage. The phone supports a total of 16 5G bands in India. For authentication, you can use face recognition with either of the selfie cameras, internal and external, or the fingerprint sensor that's integrated into the power button. The Galaxy Z Fold 3 has a slightly smaller 4400 mAh battery than the previous model, but with the same 25W fast charging capability. You don't need to buy a Samsung branded charger, as most USB PD chargers up to or higher than 25W should be able to fast charge the Galaxy Z Fold 3. Samsung took durability seriously with the Galaxy Z Flip 3. The screen is now 80% more durable than the one found on the Galaxy Z Flip and Galaxy Z Flip 5G, thanks to a new film. Gorilla Glass Victus covers the 1.9-inch outer display, and Samsung constructed the phone's frame from its Armor aluminum material. All of that provides enhanced scratch resistance, especially on the cover display. The Flip 3 also sports IPX8 water resistance. That means you don't need to worry about dunking it, though neither I nor Samsung would recommend that. We were not able to test the water resistance in our hands-on time with the phone. The cover display is probably the biggest change introduced to the Galaxy Z Flip 3's design. That's 4 times larger than the Galaxy Z Flip's 1.1-inch exterior strip, meaning that you'll see much more information than before. The Galaxy Z Flip 3 comes in 4 colors: cream, green, lavender, and phantom black. The lavender really stood out to us in our hands-on, truly catching the eye and exemplifying the Flip 3's focus on style. Samsung will also offer gray, pink, and white colorways exclusively on its website. I'm testing the cream model, and it's very beautiful in its subtlety. The smooth finish is also really pleasing, considering how slippery the original Galaxy Z Flip was. When you unfold the handset, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 sports a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display. The 2640 by 1080 resolution combined with the 120Hz refresh rate made for a truly beautiful viewing experience. Scrolling was silky smooth with the Flip 3, showing off Samsung's true display prowess. When closed, the 1.9-inch touchscreen lets you control music, check the weather, and even take selfies. The touchscreen doubles as a viewfinder. Simply double-press the power button to launch the camera and you're golden. This is a huge improvement over the Flip's tiny outer display, making the Flip 3 more usable when it's closed, and thus saving battery life, theoretically. However, one thing that carried over from the original Flip is the crease across the middle of the interior display. It's still quite noticeable when you scroll over it, even though you may not see it all the time. The image distortion is especially visible in direct sunlight or in apps that use light mode. The visible crease is by no means a deal-breaker, but if you were hoping for something more subtle this time around, you might be disappointed. While the S21 Ultra and its 2022 sequel are design cousins at best, the S22 Plus resembles its 2021 counterpart to a T, though there are some striking improvements that make it a nicer object to hold as you go about your day. Specifically, the sides are sharper and easier to grip, and depending on the colorway, mirror shiny to contrast with the matte frosting of the rear glass. With the flat 6.6-inch AMOLED display meeting the newly angular frame, the phone looks and feels more like an iPhone than any Galaxy device in recent memory, and that's a compliment. While a few grams lighter and slightly shorter than its predecessor, it's just a much nicer feeling object. I'm also happy to say that the screen is among the nicest I've ever seen on a phone, and I've yet to glimpse the one on the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Though limited to a 1080p resolution, I'm constantly taken by the vividness and clarity of color and text, and it's immediately apparent that Samsung's claim of improved peak brightness, the company claims 1750 nits, but that's at a manually set extra brightness mode that shouldn't be necessary in all but the most sun-glaring of summer days. The 120Hz panel lacks the LTPO bona fides of its more expensive counterpart. A recent marketing hiccup revealed that the phone can only go from 48Hz to 120, not a battery-saving 10Hz as originally claimed, but this is an exceptional display nonetheless. The Galaxy S22 Plus is the first phone I've used with the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 SoC, but it's genuinely tough to tell the difference in performance between it and the Snapdragon 888-powered Galaxy S21 Ultra before it. Samsung has made some subtle changes to One UI 4.1 that improve the experience in minor but fun ways. I'm particularly fond of the new smart widgets, but if you've used a Samsung device with One UI 3 or 4, based on Android 11 or 12, respectively, things will feel pretty familiar. The Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is simple but stunning at the same time. I appreciate the sharp, squared-off angles, and I also like that the cameras aren't housed in a honking bump. They are more flush with the back of the handset. The overall look is minimalist and sleek. Another plus, the 6.8-inch display is gently curved, so it adds some aesthetic appeal without leading to accidental screen presses. My only complaint is that sometimes typing words or moving the cursor on the extreme left or right side of the screen can be a challenge. Despite having a slightly larger display than the 6.7-inch iPhone 13 Pro Max, the S22 Ultra is lighter at 8.07 ounces versus 8.5 ounces for Apple's handset. The Galaxy S22 Ultra feels solid and durable, and it should, as it's fortified with an Armor aluminum frame and a Gorilla Glass Victus Plus back. We'll have to see how well this phone holds up in drop tests, though. The Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra looks determined to top our best camera phone list and unseat Apple and Google. Our testing shows that the S22 Ultra is a very good camera phone, but it's quite the champ. The Galaxy S22 Ultra boasts a larger 2.4 pixel sensor for capturing more light and data, as well as a super clear glass lens for capturing nighttime videos without flares. You also get a 12MP ultra-wide lens, plus dual 10MP telephoto cameras that combine to offer 10x optical zoom and 100x face zoom. For more comparisons, check out our Samsung Galaxy S22 versus iPhone 13 Pro Max low-light photography comparison. Samsung is also doubling down on computational photography with its camera system. There's adaptive pixel technology that combines 9 pixels into 1 for better images in the dark, enhanced AI high-res processing, and 4x faster multi-frame processing.